Well, hello everybody. This is JT here at Rubber City Motoring. Wanted to take a couple minutes and show you what I just got and why I just got this. Now, working on the Corvette here, this thing, as you've watched, it only has like, I think I barely just hit 40,000 miles. And um, when you get into these cars that are older with low miles, things sort of tend to happen, like passenger window motor doesn't work. I'll bet you the thing hasn't been used 75 times and it just quit. So I'm changing that out now, and it's hilarious because everything's like new, but it's just, I think it just aged out, basically took a dump. So got this all torn apart here. It's good stuff. But a few months ago, as this became the Impala replacement, I started racking up miles on my Trailblazer. And I have like a roughly 40, I don't know, maybe 35, 30-minute commute every day, one way. And the Trailblazer, it's fine, it's a blast, but it gets like 15 miles to the gallon on a good day. I can't really drive this to work for my job. It just doesn't fit the profile, and so that kind of left me with the Trailblazer. And as much as I love driving it, it's kind of silly when I'm the only one driving it and it's getting that low miles. I mean, I could be hauling 4 extra people in it and a load of gravel and it would be fine, but I'm just not. So I started looking for a small car, something economical, something cheaper, just something that would get good mileage, but also be fun. I mean, I even considered an electric car, believe it or not. I was just like thinking, what is something that I can drive that is, kind of unique, would be cool for the channel, but at the same time would get good gas mileage, maybe no gas mileage at all if it was electric. So let me run you through my thought process and my options here. So my usual spot I sit and talk on these videos is covered in Corvette interior parts. As I was saying, the choices were going to be something small because the kids are getting to the point now where they don't have the backwards facing car seats. It didn't need to be huge because I don't haul them around every day. So my choices were, I was actually looking at another Mini Cooper, and I know I didn't really have the channel before, but my wife used to have an R56 Mini Cooper S. It was a blast to drive, did good on gas, and it would be fine. I don't care, you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking like, oh, your image, oh, you can't be seen driving that. I don't care. It's gonna serve a purpose as being a daily, so it's like, yeah, I would totally drive a Mini. I also looked into a Chevy Cobalt, like an SS. I looked into the Sonic again. That's earlier in the channel. My wife had one of those, an LTZ Turbo. I was looking for an RS model, and they're out there, but they're not exactly. I don't know. They're cool. Don't get me wrong. They're neat, but they're kind of not necessarily that exciting. I also looked into like a brand new Chevy Spark, of all things, like their tiny 45 mile per gallon car. The problem with that is it's just you're going to drive the wheels off it and it's going to be completely worthless. So the other one I was always curious about was the HHR SS. So here's the journey of this car that I found, and it's super exciting. This is I'm tickled about this thing, and it's kind of like blowing my mind every day. So out of all those cars I just described, here's what I went with. What I did was, and this is an unconventional way to buy this thing, I was completely kind of in the dark on these things. I've always wanted one of these. My wife thinks I'm crazy. She says they're the ugliest cars ever made. But I think it's actually very cool. Now, what I did was I joined a couple HHR owner groups on Facebook, and I made a simple post. I said, who has one of these with low miles that's willing to sell it? And I had quite a few people comment and post and things like that, but this one caught my eye, and it rightfully so. Look at this thing. Look how clean it is. It's just absolutely perfect. Let's go inside here and I'll tell you a little bit more. So a number of them on the Facebook group showed up lots of nice cars. This one caught my eye for a number of reasons. It's black. It was stock. It had, when I picked it up, 48,000 miles or so. I actually was looking for lower, but it's just tough. These cars were like my Trailblazer over here. These were bought and driven. Not a lot of people parked these. The other thing was, is a 10. And if I'm not mistaken, they made a few thousand in 2011, but they didn't. 2010 was getting to the end. This is like GM bankruptcy time here. And I'm going to do a video on all these SS models, all these, what was going on at the time with this, but it was a tough time to be a GM fan. So 2010 was one of the final years. If my number searching serves me correctly, they made about 1,500 SSs in 2010. Now, before you start hitting the negatives, the dislike button, everything, I need to explain that this car was not bought to replace the Impala. The Impala was its own unique thing. I really replaced that with the Corvette in there. This is just something else. And you're probably going, well, why do you want to daily this and not the Impala, not the Corvette, not the... This thing is like, it does it all and then some. The big thing with the HHR SS was you could get a Cobalt SS still, try to find one with low miles. That's tricky, but they are out there. This has the 2-liter turbocharged 260 horsepower motor. Now, the one negative, if you find it to be a negative, which I don't, this is the automatic version, which does have a little bit of a detuned horsepower, 235, 240, so you didn't trash the automatic transmission. The other thing it does have, it has the performance display. The other part I love about this one, it's the all black seats. Some of these they had red, they had white, they had silver. They just had a lot going on. This thing is just loaded to the top end here. Has the USB input, which came a little around this time period. And these seats are just so clean. Now, let me explain who I got this from. As I was going through and talking to the owner of this thing, it's a great story. This was his grandpa's car. And right there, you're like, come on. No, it really was. It was actually grandpa bought this car, which is super cool. He bought this car. He garage kept it. It's from Florida. Now, not like didn't sit at the beach or anything like that. It was garage kept. All service records. I mean, I have everything from the window sticker to the the little placards that were on the key fob at the dealership. I mean, everything. It's almost like I did that video on the Impala, junk with the Impala, the paperwork and that. I've got all that with this thing. 2 key fobs, all the little parts. Let me show you this here. So they even optioned for different things. Like these are factory floor mats here from GM. I've got like the net in the back. I've got all that good stuff back there. Now, the previous owner, these are not the SS skirts, which I didn't even realize until we started talking. Those are actually steps from like an LT model of these, but the guy needed assistance getting in and that, so that's why they're there. But I did get the factory ground effects with it. Factory mud flaps were installed, the factory back guard back here. Let me show you inside here. Got a few things in here because I've been using it. It does fit a stroller, which is cool. Cargo net in the back. SS spoiler. It does have 18-inch forged aluminum wheels, which is super awesome. And one of the best parts about this car, let's look in here, show you this end of it. One of the best parts about this car is it is bone stock. Hasn't been touched, hasn't been abused. It's perfect. I love this thing, and I will say, short of the Corvette, this is the nicest used car I've ever picked up. Like as far as like being clean, being well maintained. I mean, it was awesome. It was such a great experience picking this up. And what made me laugh was, if you watch some old videos of my Subaru I picked up, that was a Florida purchase as well. Same city this was in even. So this was down there when I got the Subaru years ago, but obviously it wasn't for sale. So, but if you look, I mean, I got room for it's a little dark, but I got room for a car seat. We got the sweet SS steering wheel that is the corporate wheel. I mean, and it is just perfect. Everything about this car. 48,000 miles. The paint looks like it has 10,000 miles on it. It's just so nice, this thing. And it was like always garage kept. It's sunroof. It's got Bluetooth. It's just loaded right up. So what I did was I flew down on a Friday night, spent the night, and then Saturday morning got it all taken care of and started driving back. I'm in my late 30s now. The last time I did this was a good 5 years ago with the Subaru, and man, you can tell I'm just getting like more tired, whatever. I mean, it was a work day too on Friday, but still, 16 hours or something like that of driving. So I made it as far as West Virginia, spent the night there Saturday, and was home Sunday afternoon. I'll tell you, this thing was so fun to drive. It's fun for many reasons, in the fact that it's comfortable. That's a big thing when you drive like that down the highway. It runs really well. I understand this is a more fun car in a manual, but at the same time, I mean, I'm just pop it and drive. You drive with your right foot pretty much. You can power through turns. West Virginia was a blast, and I averaged like 25, 26 miles per gallon. I think my average speed was like in the high 70s the whole way home. So super fun car to drive. The other end of it that I love about this is the guy I bought it from, whose grandpa was the original owner. He did new tires, transmission flushes, spark plugs, oil changes, windshield wipers. I mean, everything top to bottom, filters, everything was changed on it. And that's just great. That's awesome to have all that stuff done. And it really has been just like a dream to drive right off the rip here. It's funny parking these two next to each other, because it's like this one had a kid or something like that. To me, it's just comical. So what are the plans for this thing on the channel? What's the plans for that right there, this big guy? And then obviously the Corvette's staying, but let me explain here where we're gonna go. So the HHR, I mean, I really just bought it just to drive, just to be able to, hop in something that gets good mileage. It's fun at the same time. And you look at it and you start to think, like, what can be done to it? I mean, there are really rockets on the road. You start looking at all the companies, ZZP, just the different stuff that we've done on the other 2-liter, the Ecotech engines and stuff, like with the Sonic and that whole thing. There's a lot of potential for it. I don't really want to ruin it, though, and I don't really want to make it where it's like defeats the purpose of the car of just being a commuter car. I do have a couple little things in mind I want to do. Maybe like a cold air intake, a hot air intake, whatever you want to call it, just to kind of give it a little turbo sound. Maybe a tune, just to kind of open up that power a little bit more, but you don't want to ruin it. And like I did on the Trailblazer, I just did a little quick, little tune on it, and it just opened it up, changed the shift points a little bit, that sort of thing, and which will work on the HHR as well in a similar fashion. So we'll see. I mean, it's kind of up in the air right now, but I've had it 2 weeks now, and I'll say it's been such a blast every day. It's just, we've got this horrible string of construction on my commute every day, detours and everything, and it's silly to drive anything that has, a Lamborghini on my commute would be boring right now, but this thing's just been so much fun. It's such a neat car. It hauls things, it hauls people, it gets good mileage, and it just goes. You put your foot down, and once that turbo spools up, it just plugs right along. So I'm going to do a lot of videos with it, just, showing the different quirks of it, because it is a unique car that not a lot of people know exist. And I will say, it's not one of those cars GM made in that era that was, we'll say, they just stuck the SS stickers on it. It was suspension tuned in Germany. I completely learned so much about this car before I bought it, as far as like nearly the whole front end, suspension wise, chassis wise, is different for the SS only. The 2-liter motor is very, very strong in this car. I mean, it does require a timing, chain here and there, and but that's after like 100,000 miles or so. Lots of aftermarket support. It's a neat car. It's very fun to just dig into, and you don't see these very much. So, getting back to work here on the Corvette, but I wanted to share that car on the channel. And if you do like that car, or you are interested in anything those cars have going on, highly recommend you subscribe, because I'm going to have more content on it. There's a lot out there on YouTube with that car, but it is sort of this like stepchild of the SS lineup, which it's not going to win a beauty contest by any means. It's definitely unique and it's got its own look to it, but I think it's funny at the same time. It's just like the whole thing about it is absurd. It's just hilarious that they stuffed that motor in there and they tested it in Germany and tuned the suspension over there. It's funny to me. And then when you do drive it somewhere, nobody knows what it is. It does not get a second look at a gas station like the Impala did, and secretly I love that. So, all right, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Thumbs up if you like this. If you have a question about the car, put it in the comments. I'll answer everything I know about it, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find out for you. But it's a unique one for sure. So see you next time.